Well, hello and welcome to my channel. You know, in my hands, I have something here that I don't think Mego's going to be able to reproduce. You know, the classic Spider-Man from their World's Greatest series, you know, just because the Marvel license, I think, you know, is just, I think it's beyond them at this point, you know, belonging to Disney. But, you know, I have a lot of fond memories of my Spider-Man growing up as a kid and some of the other World's Greatest heroes from the Marvel side. And I was so excited to see that the World's Greatest had put together a Spider-Man head sculpt. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be taking that head sculpt and we're going to be taking a Type S body, I think they call them, from Classic TV Toys to recreate a classic Mego look for Spider-Man. Well, you know, if you notice, the color that I have here for the head matches his body almost perfectly. And you know what? That's what the problem was with my Spider-Man putting one together, is I really didn't know how I was going to do the head. I had thought about maybe painting it with a variety of different Citadel colors, but I really wanted the smooth, you know, I guess satiny look of a spray paint. And I was over at Walmart the other day and I found this Rust-Oleum. You know, I'm a big fan of the Rust-Oleum paints. I think they work really great for priming the heads, the Mego heads that are made out of like resin and things like that. But you know what? What's really important is that you notice this color. It's called Poppy Red and it's satin. And look at that. You know, I don't even need to paint my figure. I'm just going to say I'm done, right? I don't need to do anything anymore. It looks so great as it is. But I'm just kidding. We're going to be working on the eyes and probably the little webs. I'm going to be darkening those today. So yeah, I got a lot already done just by priming it with the proper color. Okay, I'm going to start on the eyes, and I've got some white paint here. You know, I should probably get some Citadel white, but I'm still using this apple barrel stuff. So let's go ahead and start with the eyes. I don't really think this is going to be really difficult to paint. It's really not too much with it. And you can just kind of like slap on the color. You know, it's not a big deal. Looks like I'm going to have to use a couple of coats though. That's not a problem. You know, I remember running home after school to watch the Spider-Man animated series. It was the old one. It was the one from like the 60s, right? I don't think that this guy is going to be that figure. I think it's going to be more of an updated one. You know what? I'm just not happy with the way this white is turning out. I'm hoping that maybe a couple of coats will do it, because I want a real white. You know, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to let that dry, and then I'm going to get back to it and try another coat and see if that helps. Because you know what? You can still see some of the red underneath it. So I'll be right back. So after my second coat of white paint, I think I'm good. So let's go ahead and see if we can find the eyes. This sculpt is really smooth. Paint is kind of just drinking in too. This is nice. Let's see, I need a little reference point there. Let me see if I can get underneath that eye. This reminds me of that mask that I just recently painted on Nightwing. And you know, if you need to, you can always go back and you can paint some more of the white in there. Maybe I should have painted the white second, done the black part of the eye, and then going back and actually not looking bad. Yeah, that's actually doing a real good job. What do you think? Yeah, I'm gonna let that dry. I'm gonna go ahead and tackle the other one. All right, well that's dry, and I'm gonna tackle the other side. Let's see. I think the challenge is going to be making sure that you keep the eyes kind of like symmetrical as far as the amount of white that you have on each one. So let's see if I'm up to the challenge. So far, no. Yeah, I'm really excited about this Spider-Man figure. I think that World's Greatest is selling a complete one too. I saw that on Facebook, I think. You know, if you're, I guess, intimidated to paint your own, or just want to be done with it, I guess. This left-facing eye still looks bigger. You know, oh, I see. I'm not following the sculpt. I guess when in doubt, follow the sculpt. Yeah, I had to go back and I had to put a little more white in there because I did a little over travel. So if you do, it's not a problem. You can just go back and add a little more white. And I think that's going to be the key to kind of balancing these. You know, if you do have one eye smaller than the other, you can always go back and add a little bit more of the white. See, it looks like I'm going to need that here. Let me just, you know what I should have done? I should have just, I guess, colored in the black and then gone back and add the white. So you can see that I need to do that on this eye right here a little bit. I'm going to let this black dry and I'm going to go back and I'm going to do that. Let me just get the outline. And then I'm going to come back and I think I'm going to use a black wash to kind of like, I don't know, highlight the grooves in the mask. Yeah, you can see that I've got to go back and I've got to add some more white, but I think that's the way to do it. What you should do is you should paint the black first and then go back and do the white. So a little tip there. I'm gonna let this dry and I'm gonna probably add some more white in there. Be right back. Now that I got the eyes even, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take my my Nolans oil. I'm gonna use a gloss in the shade and try to see how this is gonna look first. Because these shades just kind of go into the recesses, and I'm hoping that it'll do most of the work for me. It looks like it is. I'm just trying to maintain an even coat. Maybe too slick. I might have to do a paint. Let me keep going and see what happens. I'm gonna wash that. I'll be right back. All right, I switched over to the paint, and I think this is probably sticking a little bit better. The wash just seems to not adhere to the sculpt. That's probably because I'm using a satiny color, and the satin tends to be a little glossier. But it looks like just the black paint is working out well. And I was able to scrub it with a toothbrush to get the wash off. But if you just take your time, you can get some pretty good results. Just use the tip of your brush, because that's the finest portion. Make sure that you remove any excess paint, and I think you should be good. Let me see. Oops, I went a little too deep, a little too heavy. And if that happens, what you can do is you can just come back and with your brush, just remove the extra paint with a wet brush. You can see it's acting like a little eraser. I think that's got it. Let me try again. Again, you want very little paint on the tip. And that's the effect that you're going for. It's going to take a little patience, I think. But just remember, if you do make a mistake, you can always go back and you can scrub it with your brush. Like I just made a mistake right there. I just went a little too far. I think I got it. So that's the effect you're going for. So I'm gonna do a couple more on camera, and then I'm gonna take the rest of it off camera, just because I think I need to get a little close up on this. Again, very little very little paint on your brush. And you just want to use the tip. I don't know if a marker would be a good idea for this. I don't think I have one that's fine enough. And again, if you have one a little area that's a little too heavy, you just reduce it a little bit with some of the water. Take it down. Alright, it's looking good. You keep working on it. Yeah, I think you want a thinner consistency in your paint. I wish that wash would work. Maybe I was a little premature to give up on the wash. gonna let that dry and I'm gonna try the wash again. Be right back. Yep, I'm just having to go through and just paint these lines. It's gonna be a tedious process, but I think it's the only way to do it. You know, maybe a marker. But they're coming out okay. It's gonna take a while. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's gonna be some work. But I think it's looking pretty good. But yeah, this is gonna take a while. The good news is though, if you make a mistake, you can go back and you can scrub whatever you need to. But yeah, this is some work. Let's see. Also, make sure you have a lot of light. That would be my advice. Make sure that you don't that you can pick up on the recesses a little easier. That way, it won't be so difficult. Yeah, but it's coming along. Like I said, it's going to take a little bit of work. But you know what? Hey, my Spider-Man. I'm going to have him back after all these years. And I mean, you don't have to even do this part, you know? I have to. I just have, for some reason, I just have to. That's what it's looking like. I think I'm going to save you the tedium of having to watch me do all these. And I think I'm just going to pull out the final product. Let me just at least do the face, I think. It's looking pretty good, actually. I think I'm gonna have to erase that a little bit. I have a little smudge there. Okay, see, I'm gonna have to take the front of that face and I'm gonna have to scrub it. At least this part right here. I think I think even the nose too. So let me go ahead and scrub it. I'll be right back. See, that's what I'm saying about the scrub. You know, I can maintain what I have over here and then just scrub if I make a big mistake. So I think I'm gonna do the rest of the stuff, the webbing off camera, and I'll be back. It's probably gonna take me a while. So I think I just have a few more lines left, And I should be done. Yeah, this is definitely a lot of work. But you see, it's coming along pretty nicely. Let's see. Just keep your paintbrush moist. Wipe off the extra water, of course, but keep it moist so that the paint flows smoothly, and you shouldn't really have too many issues. And like I said, if something does come up where you have to make an adjustment, or if you need to erase it, you can always do so with a little bit of water. It looks like when I did a little over travel. I found that keeping a little like paper towel handy is a good idea. Okay, I think, well, I got a couple more lines up here. Let me get these done. Let's see. It's best if you get like long strokes on it. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but it really is the way to go. See, it's the short strokes that I think I mess up on. If I have the long smooth stroke, I think it makes things a lot easier. And if you keep it thin enough, it just kind of like falls into the recesses on its own. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. Almost done, I think. I think the sculpt helps a lot too, because those web lines are pretty deep. That helps out a lot. It's coming along. I think I'm almost done. Got a couple more lines here in the back, and I think I'm going to call it. I might add a little bit more white paint to the eyes. Ooh, I missed one. You see how the recesses kind of help you out? Makes things a lot easier. I don't think I missed any. Oh. Oh, the neck. When I thought I was done. What do you think? Nope. Oh, I missed another one. This just never ends. see. Well, I think that's it. So what I'm going to do at this point, I'm going to add a little bit more white to the eyes, and I'm going to spray it with that clear enamel and get him dressed. And let's take a look at Spider-Man. Wow, I don't think I've ever been as excited for one of these action figures as I am for this particular one right here. Look at that. Man, I'm just getting chills and goosebumps. I remember having so much fun with my Spider-Man as a kid, you know, grabbing fishing line and, you know, using it for his webbing. Man, he just came out great. The outfit, by the way, is by Dan Hayes. You know, he puts together some really cool stuff, but you know what? Man, this looks fabulous. Look at that. Wow, I'm just, like I said, I'm just so excited about this figure. I think he looks awesome. And you know what? This just, it brings me back. It really does. It just brings me back to when I was a kid and I remember playing with my Spider-Man. Boy, he was like my favorite Mego. I can't believe that it's taken me this long to do a Spider-Man. Boy, he looks great. I think the impetus was, you know, I saw Dan Hayes' work on Facebook, and I saw the classic 60s Spider-Man outfit, and I thought, oh, that'd be cool. I think I'm going to do that, you know? But then he came out with this new one. You know, I corresponded with him, and he told me about this new one he was coming out with. So, you know, I thought, well, I'm going to get this one because, you know, it's the Spider-Man that, you know, most people remember, you know, from like Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends and some of the comic book versions. But boy, it looks great. You know what? That just, you know, I have to make a 1960s Spider-Man now. I'm gonna go to World's Greatest and order their I guess they call it the classic head, and I'm gonna contact Dan and let him know that I'm really interested in getting that 60s version of the suit. Boy, this is just great. Came out fabulous. A lot better than I expected, and just, boy, it just pops. Just look at that. Just looks great. Well, you know, until next time, you guys have fun with your Megos, and I will see you guys soon. And boy, you got to try this Spider-Man. Honestly, just fabulous. Till next time. Bye-bye.